I feel like you're singing your song and you're expecting people to just react just because you're singing.
Yeah.
But you're not actually like
You gotta feel it though.
pulling that out of them.
You
You're
gotta
not making them react.
Yeah, there's a bit of entitlement in that, and I
Yeah.
feel like I've felt this before, and that was one of my things where I got burned. That makes me not do that. It's like, first of all, my idol is Michael Jackson when it comes to performing, because I don't know anyone else who's like held themselves to the highest standard every performance, and then pushed everyone around them to be at a high standard as well, and then impact everyone. So like nowadays you have like certain rappers who, like you said, walk up with clout and they're like on TikTok and they're trying to feel all those vibes and all that.
Yeah.
But one thing that they're entitled is like, you are the entertainer. So that means you cause energy. Like you are the master of flow. Like that's what you are. It's not like a concept. It's like a reality. Like I've walked on stage and given my soul and like poured it out to people who don't know me anything. Yeah. And then it's wild how like song 2, they're glued. They're glued. And then they start having all these vibes and like, they're like, wow, like, thank you. You really made my day. I normally on Saturdays don't have off, but today I had off and I spent money to come here and you blessed me.
I'm living my dreams. Yeah, I'm here with the team. I don't gotta shoot the beam. What? I just go and get the cream. Yeah, I grind like I'm on a skateboard. Call me Tony Hawk. Man, I couldn't fake more. This is non-fiction. Matter of fact, this is dictionary. A smarty pants, she called me because it's
I don't see shit. Pictionary. Ooh, she took a clean pic. Pictionary. I gave her clean dick. I gave her clean dick. Dictionary.
All right, and we're back. Rap For Me podcast, already the coolest music podcast on the internet. And we're back at Trendsetters. We got a good group of people to hear today. So as always, we'll kind of start off with a round of introductions. Then we will kind of get into some raps and we'll do some shit. So, man, I haven't seen you in a minute, bro.
What's good, man?
This is always no pressure, bro. No pressure, but always my favorite intro.
Come on, man.
Get it started off, bro.
You know.
You got some fans out there. I see Lorraine in the back. Get it started off, bro. Introduce yourself.
It's the dog! Y'all know, man, it's BHold, the general, man. It's the greatest, not the latest. Shout out to my haters, everybody's favorite. Once you add me to your playlist, you already know what I'm saying. ABCD way, a blessing coming. Don't even worry about it.
Stop playing with them, Lorena. Stop playing with them.
Let's go.
We got a newcomer to the show, bro. What's up? What's your name? Introduce yourself.
Hey, man, I'm Excuse Me 47. I met my brother a couple years ago. We linked in person and spiritual connection been there, man. We here.
Yeah, cool, man. You're in the right place at the right time.
All the time.
Yeah.
That's my single, too.
All right, cool. And on the far side.
Hey man, I'm glad to be back, man. It's SeeJayy. You know, I've been busy putting out this album. You know, go check that out. Summer Nostalgia 2077. You know, buzzing music video just dropped tonight. So yeah, I'm just living. I'm just happy. You know, I'm grateful. You know, just putting out some.
SeeJayy's got a non-AI project out right
now. Non-AI.
It's really him.
Non-AI.
It's
really all authentic, all real.
All you.
It's all me, man.
You gotta have that disclaimer in there nowadays. So
He did.
Okay, cool. Then we got one of our favorite guests of all time.
Hi, Sivannah. I'm returning back. You already know who it is.
Everyone's favorite dancer, singer, model, LA
We love
trifecta.
Let's get it.
What's up? Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Our favorite producer actually makes the beats with the Mr. Micah with the flame himself.
What?
Micah Street. What's up, bro? Welcome.
I'm present. What's happening?
What's up, bro?
Glad to be here.
Nice. Glad to
Wouldn't
have
miss
you.
it for anything.
Glad to have you. And last but not least, our guest with a really cool hat. Go ahead and
We
introduce
love it.
yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kwasi Stampley. Just moved to LA in January. I'm an artist. I'm a producer, guitarist, bassist, model, actor, newly signed to an agency.
Congrats.
Life's just beautiful out here. I'm really just a child of God, so I'm just blessed to be here with some greatness.
Damn, that was a good resume. Yeah, okay, yeah. Shit. He said child got the end. Damn. There's a lot of we can go with that. You just moved here from where, actually?
Yeah, so I just finished at Berklee College of Music. So pulled up to LA like you're supposed to do. Yeah. And things have been working out. So I moved here in January.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, bro. Me and my dad are both proud of you. Like, we both wanted to go to a really nice school. and you're in the right place.
Man,
kind of a. I did listen to your music a little bit. Honestly, like you're a lot nicer than I expected after listening to some of your tracks. You have a very kind of like a Juice WRLD, kind of like I don't want to say that XXX is a little bit more extreme than you are, but like that sort of lane. And I'm like, you're such a nice guy, like well dressed, and I'm like, this is a completely.
You know what's interesting? I'm glad you started
Where'd that
there.
sound come from? Yeah.
You know, in the last podcast, which I was able to watch for the viewers, this is my first time on the podcast though. You guys talked about where the music comes from, right? Like the passion, like the real life experiences. I feel like my life experience has been like something that I could really only describe through like the Bible. It feels like at this point where it's like, I don't know how certain things happen, but it must be God. Like it must be. So like I've gotten really low. I've made really bad choices. I've like, you know, disappointed everyone who like invested in me and believed in me. And then somehow it still works. So like that's where a lot of like my pain, my anger comes from, is in those real moments. And then I get to like recover, heal, like discuss and like let it out in the songs. So that I don't have to feel like that all the time. I can just like really live like a cool life. And then when I'm really affected, write a song about it, get all my homies to help me get it out to the biggest, and then I don't feel that way anymore.
That's a cool way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's also a really healthy way to kind of express yourself too.
I gotta excuse myself because I really gotta pee.
Go ahead, dude. You're good. You're good. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you.
Okay.
Take off the
Shout out
headphones
to
though.
the human body.
Yeah, don't. Damn. Shout out to Casamigos, man. We show taking all sponsorships. Shout out to Puma. Shout out to BHold trying to be, you know Nipsey had the okay. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, listen to your style too. Like, I can kind of tell you were influenced by. Like obviously there's some rap influence, but it seemed like there's some like rock influence as well. Like who were especially, and then also going to like Berkeley.
Yeah.
Who were some of your biggest influences coming up that kind of influenced your sound?
Okay, so I've been playing guitar for 11 years. First as a classical guitarist and then jazz. And so my influences come directly from the past. So like I would say Grant Green is like kind of where I get my touch from. He's a guitarist. I feel like George Benson has really helped like blend the gaps between songwriting on your instrument and applying it to the actual composition as opposed to being like limited to one thing. A lot of guitarists sound like a guitarist even when they play bass, you know, like trying to like break your mind out of like thinking like that. So I feel like some artists now from the past who've like gotten me to where I am now are like Wayne Shorter. Cause like that's when you stop thinking about like, oh, I'm a vocalist, or like, oh, here's my story. You start thinking about like, here's how I can express these ideas in different instruments and different timbres, because that's how it'll impact the song specifically. So like I can talk about some real shit and be like, oh, blah, 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 here's what I went through. And then in the chords, like think about what harmonies I'm saying specifically, play it on guitar, and then everything I played on guitar, I'll write it for a string quartet. And then have the strings play everything I played on guitar, and then take the guitar out. And then add a guitar. And now it's a whole different song. But that's because I started as a guitarist. So a lot of my like influences come from like past players, because nowadays a lot of people don't play live instruments. And then it also came from like Juice WRLD. Like I grew up listening to Uzi, grew up listening to Juice WRLD, XXX.
I know, bro.
Those are my favorite. They're the reason why I rap. But I feel like the music needs like that blend between what we were talking about before and like the compositions. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you're a really master of your craft too. Just the way you said that. Like I remember I was listening to a comedian, and he was like when Vine came out, Instagram came out. If I'm doing stand up, like I'm always thinking like, how do I be funny in this new environment, in this new platform, right? Because it changes, right?
Yeah.
If you have 6 seconds, if you have like the full like scroll up thing, if you're live on stage, it's always a little different.
Yeah.
And each instrument kind of does a different thing that have a different sort of superpower to them.
Yes.
And so to be able to be thinking like that is something you don't see too often.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to like be the counterculture, because I'm 21 now, but I'll be 22 May 30th, so Gemini. But I'm trying to be the counterculture, because I feel like one thing that I was privileged to have was like lessons. Like I was taught music on an instrument. So like I think like someone who has a structured mind when it comes to music. So when I'm hearing things that are in between the lines, I'm not hearing it and being like, oh, I just feel it. I'm hearing it and being like, okay, so this is the Lydian scale. Like this is coming from like this scale degree. Okay, here's how they implemented that. What other genres, what other instruments, what other things do that best. how can I put that into something that I would listen to today? So then I have like a process of thinking, which I feel like helps me, like, and I think that's why I'm the counterculture, because I don't appreciate like a lot of like the negativity, because I feel like music, it leads you to spirituality, like no matter what. And if we're talking like deeper concepts, then we're talking about oneness. So like music is people, music is language, right? And so language is how you think, because you can't, what are you thinking in? Like words. So if you upgrade your vocabulary musically, then you can connect with more people and more than just like conversation. You can connect with them spiritually, like. And so that's when I've started to like really feel like the counterculture, because now I feel like I can't rap something, I can't write something unless I put my full energy into it and like intention. And for me, that means weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of like really playing all the instruments, really writing every composition, really getting feedback. Because I know a little bit too much, I've been told, on specific ways of executing. So now I feel like I didn't get my message across if I didn't go like the full mile. Versus some people could feel like they got their message across with only 3 stems. And I envy that, because like they blow up because people just feel their heart. But I feel like people feel my compositions.
Yeah, I can definitely feel your passion. I definitely don't want to derail the conversation too much, but I do like where you're headed. And I have a question for you. I do want to open it up to you guys as well to jump in. So a couple weeks ago, Coachella, biggest concert on earth, apparently, for some people. One artist who has a crazy cult following, never really performs at all, ever, shows up, Frank Ocean. And apparently, you know, there was like a very subpar set. And recently, like, you know, me, a lot of my friends, we go to like, you know, a lot of these underground shows, and we see like, you know, people performing and stuff like that. But this last show I was at, it kind of dawned on me that like performing is its own skill in my head, where I'm looking at, I'm like, this song sounds cool. I know this is like the artistry is there, like the melodies are there. This is a cool song. But this ain't hitting, bro. Like, for something, like the crowd, no one's reacting. And I'm like, some people are really good at this, like getting the crowd involved, and some people are just not. So like, in terms of that situation or in general, like, how do you see performing? Because I see someone like Frank Ocean, I'm like, I feel like he doesn't really care about. He's just like, he's all about the art. It's just like, bro, like I'm just gonna make my music, express myself. If y'all fuck with it, if you don't fuck with it, it's whatever. But I'm like,
it's cool though. But I feel like you should be able to perform, because that's like, you did it. I mean, didn't you? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, that's what I do. I perform every chance I get. So for me, it's the most important. I take my words off when so you can hear me rap. You came to see me rap. You didn't come to listen to my MP3. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you me. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't, kind of like bro was saying on the other episode when he was like, the pain. You know what I'm saying? Some days I lost my voice. Maybe I was drinking too much or something. But I still got a show. And you know what I'm saying? I still got to shine though. You know what I'm saying? So I got to hit these notes. You know what I'm saying?
How would you feel when you're hitting those notes, right? And everyone's just like, okay.
But it's been never done that.
I think it's more than just.
I'm sorry. My passion and energy at a show is going to captivate every crowd.
The thing is, for those artists, sometimes it's the fan base.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a generation now where it's not about how back then when Michael Jackson, even now you got some of those older, like Beyonce, when she comes up, you still have those people who go crazy. But it's because of the fan base. Like, those are people who actually, they'll go to the show, they'll sing the songs word for word, they're actually jumping, like doing stuff. You got these younger rap artists or whatever where it's more like clout. You're just going there, I took a picture.
And I see.
And they're just chilling there like, okay. Like, even me, I'm performing. And again, it's levels. But there's shows where I'll go to, I'll performing, and the crowd is like, I'm like, hey, put your hands in the air. Everyone's like, okay. And that's more, usually it's an older crowd. I'm 28, almost 30. So it's that crowd to where it's like, okay, we still know what it's like to go to a concert and, have a good time. Yeah. If I go to perform and it's like younger, like I'm at like a backyard show or like a pop-up show or something like that, and it's a younger, they're just like, even though the song's cool, at least to me, I'm thinking, this is a good song. I performed at other places where people are like going crazy. But it's just that generation just like, okay, unless you're doing something wild or crazy or whatever it is, like to go viral, they're just gonna be like, okay. So sometimes it takes away. Sometimes artists just like, okay, I'm gonna go do my thing. So I'm not gonna go too crazy.
So but I would say that's a different discipline.
I'm gonna jump in after you. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, yeah. So I would say that's a different discipline, right? Because like there's production, there's mixing, right? There's mastering, there's live performance, and then there's like photo shoots, there's modeling, there's acting. That's when like it becomes entertainment, not like music, you know? And so I feel like a lot of people aren't good entertainers, you know, but they're phenomenal musicians.
Yeah. So to jump in, my fault, bro. I would say this, my perspective is when I'm performing, I like to be in people's face, like how he performs too, like taking your verses off and really like putting that emotion in what you're saying, like really shaking somebody's hand while you performing, like dapping them up, saying,
like
rapping to one person specifically,
like
connecting
rap
with
to him, hug him, you know what I'm saying,
Exactly.
lift you up.
Interacting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's
so,
key.
Because I know you don't know me, so I'm just gonna make you feel good. I mean, obviously you're here, so you came to see. You came to see some rap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying? So basically,
No, but I think Kwasi does make a good point where I feel like some people, and again, I see a lot of new people. I'm like, I feel like you're singing your song and you're expecting people to just react just because you're singing.
Yeah.
But you're not actually like
you gotta feel it though.
pulling that out of them.
You
not
gotta feel
making
it.
them react.
Yeah, there's a bit of entitlement in that. And I feel like I've felt this before, and that was one of my things where I got burned. That makes me not do that. It's like, first of all, my idol is Michael Jackson when it comes to performing. Because I don't know anyone else who's like held themselves to the highest standard every performance and then pushed everyone around them to be at a high standard as well and then impact everyone. So like nowadays you have like certain rappers who, like you said, walk up with clout and they like are on TikTok and they're trying to feel all those vibes and all that.
Yeah.
But one thing that they're entitled is like, you are the entertainer. So that means you cause energy. Like you are the master of flow. Like that's what you are. It's not like a concept. It's like a reality. Like I've walked on stage and given my soul and like poured it out to people who don't know me anything. Yeah. And then it's wild how like song 2, they're glued. They're glued. And then they start having all these vibes and like, they're like, wow, like, thank you. You really made my day. I normally on Saturdays don't have off, but today I had off and I spent money to come here and you blessed me. Like, and so that's like church, you know, like how like worship and songwriting are different, like, or worship and then like gospel singers, like it's not the same thing. Worship leaders versus gospel
I kind of feel like it is a form of worship for me. So I feel like God gave me this talent. So every time I go perform, I'm worshiping him and I do inspiration, you know, with my raps. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm inspiring people. That's what he asked me to do. Loving people, touching on them, letting them know they're humans and beautiful. You feel me? So, like, I feel you, bro. That's
bro.
that shit, bro. But anyway, SeeJayy, so this is one thing about it, though. I read the crowd. I always ask, like, I know where I'm going and I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So, if it is a generation of, like, 16-year-olds, I know what kind of songs to do for them because I got that many songs and I'm sure you do too. So basically, you know what I'm saying? Just that's why performing is important. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? But you just use some of them songs. You can throw you one in there that, you know what I'm saying, that you need them to hear. You know what I'm saying? But usually, because I don't do no shows, it's like one song. Barely. You know what I'm saying? I got to give you more than that. You know what I'm saying? At least 10 minutes, 15 minutes every show. You know what I'm saying? So if I do any kind of pop-up, anything, it's at least that. So I'm gonna throw you some. If it's a crowd, I just feel like performing, you know what I'm saying? I'll do pop-ups. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll just do what I feel like doing. You know what I'm saying? But so if I go to like an older crowd, I do like some jams that they might like, you know what I'm saying? If it's some more girls in there.
It's a science to it. I mean, when you get to like making your sets and stuff like that, like recently that's something that I've, you know, started doing, making set lists for shows and shit
that's
like
what you
that.
do.
So you kind of have to gauge out like, okay, what's the
you
crowd
get paid
looking out?
from the
I'm
set
not
list.
saying like completely go away from, you know, what you do, but you still have to keep that in mind because you can go somewhere and you're performing a certain song and they're just like, okay, like, you know, you like that's just a fact. Like you can still perform it, you know, the way it is, but if they're not gelling with it, if they don't even get, you know, what it is, you know, or they can't, you know, relate to it, it's not going to hit the way that, you know, you want it to hit.
Yeah.
So,
But I do like what you said. Like making that connection, I think that's a good key.
I think that draws people in because it's like, okay, who they focusing on? And then they see how that person's reacting, and then it's a mirror image. Of
I know you've been at some shows where it's just like people are like, "Hey, you guys in the back, hey, like come in." And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you should have did that before.
Yeah.
Like if you had a manager, I would have been like, "Hey, get up." I'm not going on until they're closer.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like now it's awkward, or it's like I don't want to be the first person.
Right.
Exactly.
So like, and then I'm also noticing too, like certain genres of music, there's a certain way that people tend to respond in a sense.
Yeah.
Like rock music. Like
Yeah.
we were at a show where these guys are like headbang type,
Yeah.
mosh pit type music, and I'm like,
Wait a minute.
Like me and CeeJayy are kind of like looking around, and then I'm like, people are like, "Hey, bro, you gonna go in?" I'm like, "I'm 30," but other people they're kind of like getting amped up and stuff. There's a way to kind of so like just based on your experience, or even Sivannah, I know like people dance sometimes. People are like, "Oh, some person's dancing." Oh, whatever. There's a way to like.
Yeah.
What are some little tricks that you do, or what are some things to think about to be like, here's how to make sure that people are really fucking with whatever you're doing.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay, well, as a dancer, it's very different. As a dancer, I have crowds from old to very, very young. So I change up my style depending on that. So I just like you guys. So I'm very interactive. That's what makes me successful as a dancer. So they love eye contact. Mm-hmm. They eat it up. They love eye contact. They love when there's physical touch involved. Like they feel a part of it. Just like you guys have said that you guys give your people a hug. You dap them up. You know, like me, I do eye contact and physical touch as well. So when it comes to like younger and older, there's different dynamics and tricks I use. There's moves I use. There's so many different aspects I use, even like to the T to where it's my outfit. My outfit depends on my audience as well. So that's how I implement it.
I feel like those are very powerful. Another one would be like, in addition to that, would be like storytelling and intention. Yeah. So like when you walk in, what is the venue? Also, what does the venue normally host? And then once you figure out what the venue normally hosts, figure out in that moment, like, so where's everyone out at now in that like trajectory of the night? And then once you figure out where they are, then you can kind of like be intentional with your moves. So like I'll start a show and be still. And then like once like the beat drops and I feel like everyone's invested, then I'll start moving slowly. And then everyone's like, yo, what is he doing? Like, is he serious? And it's like who holds character the strongest. And if you have enough presence to feed a crowd, like let's talk about like Broadway stars, let's talk about like Michael Jackson, let's talk about like rock star, like drummers, like people who like actually determine the energy, then people have no choice but to like join you. And that's when like it becomes deeper. So I think storytelling and intention, like being able to read it. And then the other one is like having chemistry. I feel like a lot of people are on stage by themselves, right? So they don't really know what it's like to not be, or to have an endless supply, right? Because like we're in abundance, like that's energy you should live in, right? But if you get tired, which is human, you need somebody to like feed you even more. So like if you get a chance to play with a band and then perform and then play by yourself and perform, then you get perspective. And then if you're by yourself, you can bring the energy of chemistry. And people are like, how are you reacting to things that didn't even happen? Because they've happened before. Like I felt that, like things like that. Those are like tricks.
Yeah, I would say like when I notice you perform certain songs, I've seen you perform some of the same songs. I've seen you do the same mannerisms at certain points in the song. So that coincides.
Yeah,
with that, you know?
and I feel like we're talking like something I was really passionate about when I was first figuring it out, which is like interdisciplinary like learning. Yeah, and I feel like creatives are like, that's the highest form of like human, right? Like Nipsey says it's inspiring, but inspiring them to create, right? So like that's like the image of God in a sense. So we're like doing the thing, like the thing. Exactly. So like if we are talking about that, I feel like you have to be interdisciplinary because your message doesn't come across if you don't hold eye contact. Right. You know what I mean? If you like, if you don't like have stamina to sing through your songs, you know what I mean? If you die mid-set, but you're talking about being a gangster, it's like, nah, bro, you're winning. Like, tired, bro.
We'll beat you up, man. What are you talking about?
No, I think it's true too. I think a lot of the musicians that I meet, especially you're coming up, you're at a lower level, you sort of make music for yourself. You make music to sort of express your emotions and stuff. And you think that you're talking about relatable things because, you know, everybody kind of goes through it and whatnot. But I think when you're performing, it's the first time where it's like, oh, I actually have to make this connect with my audience. Right. But if you're by yourself, you're in your home studio, it's just you and the producer all the time. He's like, oh, bro, that's cool. You guys are kind of like on the same team. But now I actually finally have to make that connection with the audience for the first time. And most people, I'm like, I come up there, I'm like, because I've done a little bit of stand-up comedy. You kind of go up there and you're like, you feel kind of weird. But I can feel like the audience. Yeah. I'm like, I know I'm bombing. Yeah. I'm like, does this person know that no one's really paying attention, or like we're not really like into their song, but they're still doing their thing. But I'm like,
I was just at a show with a dude like that, bro. It was so, but he. So the dude was rapping, and he was like, "Everybody, come on in closer." So everybody came, and so as the song goes on, it wasn't it. So folks start getting on, get on their phones and start moving out. So he kept coming, no, y'all come back. No, man, y'all come back, man. Oh, bro, no, sir.
I think the worst part is when they try to save it.
Oh, I was
it's
hollering.
so much worse.
I said, oh,
it's
Jesus.
just let it be, baby.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
that was the first time
Frank
I ever
Ocean
saw
broke
that.
his whole leg. I'm like, bro, like you didn't know that.
Give the man a break.
Literally.
But I do think there's like, to what you're saying too, like that can be another form of like an extension of the art form where it's like, okay, like now I made the song. Now how do I make it connect? How do I make it hit?
Like I would even frame it like if anyone's out here like really trying to do it, because this conversation only helps those people. I would say if you're really trying to do it, one thing you could do is like imagine you're not even imagine. For me, it's real. Like there will be moments where you're acting and there's moments where you're being. And I feel like if you can find the moments where you've rehearsed and you can do it well, and then find the moments where it was like you weren't yourself anymore, you were immersed in the art, then the new standard should then become, how do I sustain that for longer, right? Like I laugh and we joke about it, like Super Saiyan, like, you know, like, but what it really is like the presence of like a higher thing, which is a group of believers like coming in one space and believing. So like the highest form of that is like, you know, the universe, like God, like all this stuff. But like, and to my perspective, but another form of that is like just literal human bodies. Like when all humans sing at the same time, there's something that happens that we can all feel. Like it's just like biology. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, we're talking about like metaphysics. We're talking about things that are below the surface, but we talk about it so casually. And everyone who's like really impacting people aren't even aware of a lot of the layers. But like once you do it enough, you have control over that. Like if you walk onto the stage and you're your highest version of yourself in that moment, and then you go off, you eat Cheetos and you fuck around and do all that shit, like you just change somebody's life, like potentially.
It'd be so
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's the funnest part. Literally, like you said, and you just walk off after you just showed them God. You just be like,
just breathe.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Such and such. They just be like, like where did he come from?
It's like watching a TV show.
But it'd be so
and then
fun,
another
bro.
show about to come.
Oh my God.
Right?
Man, I'm about to go down there.
That's why rappers who like really rap about like what rapping is, which is just the truth. I feel like those are the people who, when they finally get a chance to speak, you know what I mean? It resonates across the whole world, seemingly, even if they don't speak English. And that's what we hear in the Spanish rap game. That's what we hear with Black people. You know, that's what we hear with just real humans who like really have a message, right? So like that's also a thing. Like if you can be true in a space with everyone, whether that's like true in your music, true in your performance, true in your presence, like true in your words and like what you believe, that's an energy shift. Like that's a mindset difference. And like we probably feel like a bit like up, like that's like a head thing. That's like there's like a lot of energy here.
It's connected to the ego.
Yeah,
in a sense. But you gotta tame it.
There's a lot that goes into it, man.
Yeah.
What you do, SeeJayy? What you be doing
when you perform type shit?
Like I said, like it's a skill, man. Like I'm still in that learning stage. I still get nervous.
Yeah,
like
you always gonna be nervous, bro.
Excitement.
Every
always
time, like,
nervous.
and it's still that where again I'm learning how to control, like using all those elements of like, you know, getting the crowd into it, the frequencies, like all that. I'm a believer in all that stuff. Like all that's real. So yeah, once you can master all that stuff, like we're thinking, like you keep on bringing Michael Jackson. I brought him up too. Like that level of just walking onto the stage,
was like Bob Marley,
and then
bro.
everybody's just going
And
crazy.
standing
Like,
still.
Like,
that's the goal. But as of right now, again, like when I do perform, the goal is to at least get everyone, you know, like involved. Like these guys were saying, like, yeah, you want to be interactive. You want to be able to just get everybody involved, rocking with you, because you kind of feed off them too. Like, and we're talking a lot about like we are in control, and that's all correct. But at the same time, the crowd does give you, like, you feed off the crowd. If the crowd is just standing there, you're kind of just like, it's it's crazy how it is because you're kind of everything's in slow motion when you're performing up there.
Yeah.
So you're able to think like, okay, the crowd's doing this, like let me do this. But at the same time, like to them, it's just like you're performing, but you're actually thinking like, okay, well, the crowd's doing this. How do I, I guess, just to I don't know the word I'm looking for, but how do I react to that? How do I respond to that? But yeah, it's all a learning thing right now.
And you become a different kind of person. Like there are kinds of people who can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And
damn,
there's performers and there's not. Again, I bring up like the Michael Jackson's, Beyonce's. Like those are people who throughout time, like it doesn't matter the audience.
Yeah.
Like they still know how to captivate a crowd. Yeah. And that's
Bob
one
Marley
thing.
is like the
Even being a rapper, more where songs are more like rap oriented is like, okay, well, how can I create a production live to make people still take in the music? It's always how do I get these people to take in the music? No matter how, because not everyone's gonna be like rap, not everyone's gonna like rock, but the goal is to, no matter how it sounds, how do I get these people to enjoy it? Still after the show be like, oh, I don't really listen to rap or rock, but this was, that when I hear that, I'm like, okay, cool, mission accomplished. So that's kind of like the goal.
Well said. All right, cool.
We got the
this has been a good show, man. I really do appreciate you coming on.
Man,
here.
thanks for coming on. I like you, bro.
Also, shout out, man, Bob Marley, man. I seen the dude, like when he was like performing, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he had hit a note or some shit, bro, and it started lightning or some shit. Like it's a video, and I was like, I gotta be that.
Yeah.
Every time I just be trying to just lose myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it just be like, bro, that's the littest dude performing I ever seen. He'd just be like, he'd just be looking like a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Bro. He'd be like, what the fuck? I mean, like he really loves his songs. And I try to make a song to where I love it that much. Like I just want to just perform it for you and just go crazy out here. But then SeeJayy, you could, as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say take the words off, you know what I'm saying? So you can actually rap it live. So I'll go in. It might be a smooth song when you hear it, but I'll go in there and hit you with a, you know what I'm saying, switch up a cadence or something. I'll start singing this part, you know what I'm saying? So that's going to automatically.
Performance is
They
everything.
like, damn, you going, okay, all
You
right,
are a performer,
okay,
you're a musician,
They
you're an
be like,
entertainer.
ooh-wee. I be like, yeah,
You know what I'm
buddy,
saying?
come on.
I do agree with the word part, but I also agree, just like Eminem used to jog and rap his verses.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah, every day,
all
day.
If you're gonna be wordy,
Got to.
be ready to be wordy.
You got to.
That makes shit. Right. Yeah, some insight.
Let's get it.
All right, cool. Let's run the beat real quick.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
This is the Kwasi beat, right?
Yeah, this is original.
Okay.
Yeah, from you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Once Cole cooks this one up, let's get that producer tag and everything.
Got a light on him.
Where'd you find this?
Oh, man. Dang. Kwasi on the beat. We at Trendsetters C. We gon' matter of fact, shout out to SeeJayy. So anyways, shout out to everybody that's sitting at the table today. So this a different flow. Okay, I had to switch it, lift it. Take a couple pictures, cause that's worth 1,000 words. Flip up 1,000 birds, cause I'm fly though. I passed the blunt earlier, cause I like to get high, bro. Like past that, past that, ass. Past that, ass.
Hey, who gon' step on it? Yeah, I stomped the yard like Christopher. I was doing, yeah, I've been.
Hey, Rapping Me Podcast, SeeJayy, we back buzzing. Yeah. Hey, they underestimate me cause they don't understand. Now they want a handout. Sorry, I don't have no hands. I got tentacles like octopus. Yeah. Girlfriend, so I octopus.
Hold on, let me
I don't
tell you
know
something.
how I get come out of this,
Talk.
but I'ma pass it to my boy because he's coming out of this.
Hey, yesterday I was in the Ferrari, today I'm in the McLaren. Pulled up, dropped 10 rats on some bitches. Hey, I was at the booty club, can't even be tripping. Yo, with an AK in my jeans, nigga, I'm pimping. Hold on. Yeah, I'm busting at them, I'm shooting at them. They stepped in and get stomped on. I'm whipping at them, ooh. Hey, need them bricks set, I got it. Need them pounds set, I got it. Need them bags set, I got it. What you want?
Yeah. You know.
I had one line.
I
I'm
like that
straight.
beat.
Hey, I
Sound
like
like
that.
so
hard.
Run me something else, Cole. Run me something else, man. Do we got another couple seconds, man? I just feel like rapping, man. I sat back and watched somebody.
Throw something, yeah, throw
I'm just finna. I just want to just breathe on something. Let
got
me
something else
breathe
real
on
quick,
something.
yeah.
Turn it anything. I'm killing it as soon as it start. I'm murdering it. It doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell y'all after.
Tell them.
It's on mic.
Round two.
Let's go.
Oh, tell them on the mic.
Look, they better go get they planners. Shout out Sivannah. Rap for me, podcast, so they be having beautiful women I take my shots at, yeah. Steph Curry, that's 30, yes, I'm past 30, 32, April 29th, you heard it's true. Every time I go these things, you never heard a lie, you heard the line, just like I did cocaine like 30 times. I swear to God, I might just switch up the flow, might slow it down. I said, that's just how I want things to go, and you know it now. Straight from God, G-O-D, it's not stopping me. I mean, sorry, let me pass it to my brother.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Niggas be banging, I just be singing, I just be playing my strings. Yeah, she be talking, yeah, she be thinking, I don't be hearing a thing. When I talk, yeah, I say I don't know nothing. Yeah, they be talking about shit. Really, I think they bluffing. I ain't about to cap like I've been doing shit. But the last thing that I did had me in the damn. Okay, homie said let's steal some shit. I was like, huh? He was like, we could run it up. I was like, what? Yeah, I was like, I'ma just stick to classes. I'ma just get this cash shit. I'ma just, he just sent me a check, I cash it. Oh, he just sent me a check for like 20. Damn, that's a lot. Ooh, damn. Then he said, bro, just hop in the whip, we about to scoot in the block. Ooh, I was like, bruh, what is that? It's a Glock? Damn, what is that? It's a... I can't talk about that. I can't be talking about shit that I wouldn't. I can't talk about shit unless I mean it. I can talk shit unless we team it. She ain't want, okay. She ain't on shit unless she team it. I'm just saying some shit like I'm scheming. I'm just scheming. I'm just, yeah. I put it in plan, hand it to mans.
I'm living my dreams. Yeah, I'm here with the team. I don't gotta shoot the beam.
What?
I just go and get the cream. Yeah, I grind like I'm on a skateboard. Call me Tony Hawk. Man, I couldn't fake more. This is non-fiction. Matter of fact, this is dictionary. A smarty pants, she called me because it's
Hey, I don't see shit. Pictionary. Ooh, she took a clean pic. Pictionary. I gave her clean dick. I gave her clean dick. Dictionary.
So now she know the definition to really get it. I was really hitting it. I was all up in the stomach, and she was really squishy. I mean, really good. She had her vibrating text message, man. The sex the best, and every time my legs was open way above her chest. I swear to God, man, she felt it in her chest and straight from the heart. When I, man, from the beginning to the start, I say beginning and went to the end, and I said she felt it in heart, felt it in throat, she felt it in water, she felt it in boat, she felt it in everything. It's oh my God, she know how to go. Let's go, SeeJayy, let's go.
We surfing, you better play your cards right, baby, are you working? I'll probably hit you at night when you off work. You know how I do it, I like to eat dessert right after my dinner, baby, you gon' make me lick my lips. You the type that I wanna take out on a few trips. Get your whole passport tag, put some stamps on it. I'ma take you, put you on it, yeah, put some back on it.
Hey, bitch, don't call me cocky, I'm a model.
hey man, good shit, y'all. Good shit.
That was cool. That was shit. You brought a vibe.
Good shit, y'all.
What's up, man? You brought a vibe.
So before we go, excuse me, 47.
Kwasi, what?
You go.
You well, okay, cool. We'll have everybody kind of do an outro.
Yeah.
Kwasi, start with you. Any projects coming out? Anything we should look out
So
for?
just to clarify, it is Kwasi, just so that's on the air. But anything to clarify, just look out for me for real, because I feel like it's deeper than me. Everything that you see. So like, you know, it's a whole team game. So when you look at me, you're looking at a couple people at the same time. So we're really trying to represent. So yeah, I mean, I'm a model now. So I got some shoots coming up. Just auditioned for like this feature film. So if I get it, then I'll talk about it like I got it, but not yet. Nice. And then got some crazy music, but it's not released. So if you really like string quartets, if you really like jazz, if you really like hip hop, and you really like clout shit, all combined, like I feel like I'm a representation of like the counterculture.
Very, very cool. Anybody got anything else to plug?
Oh yeah. One more thing.
Go ahead.
So excuse me, 47 came because I was born at 3:47 a.m. and my real name's Aaron Gregory, first name.
355.
So AG 47 on the periodic table is element of silver. So that's how I synchronized the 47 together.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. What you got?
I got some. I know a lot. Like I feel like
boys hit licks, right?
Nah, it ain't even that. I feel like a lot of people been hitting me up what we've been doing. I know y'all seen the cars, everything that been happening. I got some shit coming on at the end of the year. Just put some ink on paper. Yeah, y'all gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be cool, and I would love to have all you guys a part of it.
Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you need to support, bro.
On Dead Dogs.
Hell yeah.
Pull up. You already
Of
know.
course. Yes,
Very,
sir.
very
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Well, that's our show for today.
Yeah.
Kwasi, thank you for coming through.
Bro, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Great to meet you guys.
Shout out Kwasi, man.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.
Y'all better do that.